Hey guys, all right, welcome to lesson 2. All right, so today we will install Duik. Duik is a add-on for After Effects that will help us rig our characters. After installation, we will open up After Effects and you will open up a Illustrator file that I will give you, and with that file you will practice using Duik to rig up one of their legs. All right, you do not have to rig the entire body. Today we will practice on rigging up just one body part, just so you can get comfortable using Duik. All right, so first things first, you can download Duik online, or you can ask me for the file. It's this right here, Duik. All right, so you will install that. Then once you're in After Effects, which I am here, yeah, and I'm sorry, I know it might be a little dark right now. I'm inside the teacher's office, and I guess there's not a lot of lighting coming down, but hopefully, it still works fine. Anyways, all right, so now that we have our new file, all right, we can bring in our character. So this is character 1. I'll give that to you. Bring it in. So I'll bring it in here. All right. Make sure it is under composition. All right. And hopefully it's not going to merge layers. If it is, that'll be a problem. Let's see. So I'm going to bring the character in, move it in here, and we should see, yes. So we have all of the layers right here, right? Okay, good. That's what we need. Now, before I continue, we will need to turn on our Duik. All right. Now, how do we turn on our Duik? Well, first you need to make sure that you install Duik, right? So if you did download the file, or you got it from me, you can just install it. So here I just open it up. I click yes to install, and you can go through all this. All right. I won't go through it now because I've already installed. But from here, you can just choose the software that you're installing it on, which is Adobe After Effects CC 2017. You press next, and you should be able to install. All right. So after you install it, then you open After Effects. All right. And then you go to Window here. Down and Window, you can click on Duik over here, and this will open up the window for Duik. Right, so this is where you can use a tool. So here I moved it to the side here. When you first open it up, you might it might just appear like hanging somewhere. Let me see if I could bring it out there. No, I can't. Oh yeah, undock. So you might first see it sort of like this, where it's just loose. So what I did was I moved it over to here, so it's beside this panel. All right. So that way I have it here when I can use it, and I can just expand it if I need to, and then just minimize it. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna shrink this down just a little bit. All right, now this is a character we'll be working with. I made this character in Illustrator. And like I said before, if you want to learn to make something like this, let me know, and I'll try and teach you when you have some time. All right. So today, what we're going to work with is this left leg, this leg right here. Okay, so in this list, you'll see it as left or leg left right here. Yeah? All right. So for now, just to make things easier to see, I'm going to hide all of these layers on top of it. So you see this is leg left. I click on the one above it. All right, gonna hold shift. All right, hold shift, click this top one. So now it selects all of these layers. All right, so do you see this layer right here? This is called the shy or shy guy, right? So you can shy it. So I'm gonna click this, and I see all of them are hiding. Now to turn this on, you need to click the shy guy here. All right, so you click this, and now all of those are hidden. If you want to see them again, you just click this, and you can see them all again. Okay, see they're all here. And the ones who don't have it hidden, you can still see it inside of the time panel. All right, so I'm gonna hide all that just so it's a little bit cleaner and organized. All right, now let's start with this leg left. All right, so see here, I'm just gonna zoom in a bit so we can get a nicer view. All right, okay, so after you select this, you will need to go to this pin tool. All right, so this is a new tool. This is called Puppet Pin Tool. All right, so click on this. So now we have this pin. See the pin? So now I'm going to click on the top of this leg. All right, so we'll call that the hip. All right, now as soon as I click it, you will see this mesh pop up. So this is a mesh. It kind of shows you more of the little intricacies between the layers and the pixels. All right, so I'm going to also click here in the middle. So this will be the knee of the leg. All right, and then down here, which will be the foot. So here I have 3 points. All right, 3. I have the hip, the knee, and the foot. All right, so after we click on those, we can go over here to the time panel, and then under leg left, effects, puppet, and mesh 1, which is the one I just made by clicking on the pin. You can open it up, and then over here you'll see deform. Now you see these 3 pins: puppet pin 1, puppet pin 2, and puppet pin 3. All right, now this step is very important. If you don't do this, you can screw up. Maybe I don't want to use the word screw up. You can ruin your project in the future. Just because if you don't name this properly, when you are doing the same step for other parts of the body, if they have the same name, such as puppet pin 1 and puppet pin 2 and puppet pin 3, then it will clash with this one and it'll do weird stuff. All right, believe me, I've seen it myself. If you want to try it for yourself, do it. You know, that's how you learn, making mistakes. Yeah, which is another, good life lesson. Make mistakes. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. Anyways, so I'm going to rename these. So clicking on puppet pin 1, we can see that it's this hip area. All right, so I'm going to click enter to change the name, right? So I'm going to name it left leg hip. Okay, because this way we know it's the left leg hip. The other way it could have been leg left hip, because to let the readers know, or yourself know, that it's leg first and then the left leg and then the hip. But anyways, doesn't really matter right now since we're only doing this one leg. So left leg, and now this is the knee. So I name this knee. All right, and puppet pin 3, this is the foot. So left leg, foot. All right, so now we have hip, knee, foot, all named. All right, so before we continue, I'm going to click this and show you some examples. So right now, if I do something like this, okay, that's kind of nice. You can kind of see that, which is kind of nice. It does kind of add like a stringy, rubbery puppet feel. All right, so just doing that, you already have this capability. All right, so I'm going to highlight all 3. All right, highlight all 3, and then open this up. I'm going to click on bones. So this is going to make 3 new layers, all right, called bones. All right, so each of these are a different point on this leg. They're null layers. So if you guys remember what null layers are, they're just, they don't have any body to them. They can control something else that is attached to them. All right, anyways, so the next step is we need to determine where the controlling point is. All right, so this is normally where the part of your limb that moves a lot. All right, so for example, if it has to do with my hands, the controlling point would be in my hand here. All right, because this is the point that can move around like this, while this is this part of my arm is stuck to my body. So this would be stationary or still, right? This will be based on how my body moves. While over here, it can go anywhere, right? So the point of the limb that can kind of go anywhere, we'll use that as the controller. So here it would be the foot, because the foot can kind of just go anywhere, right? So I'm gonna click on this foot over here and then go to controllers. Click on controllers. I'm just gonna accept this. All right, I haven't played around with this too much to know exactly what each one does, but some of them you can get a semblance. Like size can determine the size of the controller. Medium is good. I haven't really tried any of the others to be honest, but medium has been working for me. All right, so now we have this thing over here. All right, so now this is our controller. So we can use this to move this point around. All right, well, it should be the leg, but the next step we need to do, all right, for I guess everything to connect together is to connect this controller to the entire leg. All right, how you do that is first you select the foot because this is where we start with. Then the next point after that, which is the knee. Okay, so after I select knee and then the hip. All right, and then we select the controller. Now that all those are selected, we click on this, the IK. All right, IK. So just to go back a little bit, what we did so far is we put pins down in different points of the leg. Then we renamed each pin based on where it is on the leg. After that, we used bones to add the null bone layers. After that, we made a controller based on the part of the limb that can move. Well, I'm not sure why I'm moving my head, but you know what? It can be controller as well, but that's later. All right, and then finally, now I click IK with these selected. And remember, you select from the point that you chose your controller first. So here would be foot, then I selected knee, then hip, and then the controller. All right, now click IK, and over here, just click create. All right, so now it connects everything together, and now I can move this controller, and you see how it affects the whole leg, right? This whole leg can do something now. So if I like zoom out, it tries to make it act like a real limb, right? So here's his leg, like, whoa, he's dancing. And you see it cannot bend the other way, right? It can only bend this way, right? So here we can go and he can like dance like this, whatever he likes, right? Like that. And it can stretch out, if you can see, stretch out far and then come back, all right? So now the IK connected, we have this limb that can move together, all right? So one thing you'll notice as well, if you look down here, so this is the foot, and this foot now has its parent. Over here is where you select the parent, right? It has its parent as the knee. See that? So left leg, knee. So now the parent of the foot is the knee, and the knee's parent is the hip. And if you guys remember what the parent does, the parent controls the entire limb, right? So right now, if I go hip and I move, or left leg hip, and I make the parent of this left leg hip the pants top. So this is pants top, all right? This area right here. So if I go to this left leg hip and I make the parent pants top like this, all right, now if I go pants top and I move it, you'll see it moves the leg with it, all right? But the area where the controller is stays still, right? So I can do something like that and it moves like that, right? So now you can kind of see how when we connect all this together, we can have the whole body moving together and doing like different motions, right? Okay, so one more thing. So right now, if I go select my controller and I move my controller like this way, you'll see that it bends outwards. But if we want to switch the way it bends, like to bend the other way, because this is pretty much like the knee, and you know the knee can only bend one way just like this hand. I cannot bend this way, right? I can only bend one way. So this is where it's helpful, and sometimes you need to choose which way it's gonna bend, right? So you should be able to go here and inside effects, right here. All right, so when you go to left leg foot, effects, and then IK, see here where it says clockwise, if you click here, it'll switch it to the other side. See this? So now it's this way. Okay, and then it won't bend the other way now. It's only this way. So I can do something like this, you know. Kick. Oh, look at that kick, right? And remember from last semester, just animating rules, right? We can also animate. So let's say I select this and I do position, because position you can move, right? So let's say around here, I will say yes, start here. Now I'm going to move forward 40 frames, all right? So you can skip 10 frames by doing Control Shift forward arrow. Hopefully you guys remember that. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I'm forward 40. 40. So I'm just going to go back just so you guys can see me fully do it down here. So I zoomed in a little bit. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You know what? I'll do one more, 5. All right, so at 5, I want it to be all the way over here. So it's almost like he kicked, right? Now, let's just see what this will look like, okay? So I'm just gonna play it quickly. Is it gonna play? You know what? I don't know. All right, so it's not gonna play. I'll just do it inch by inch. All right, so. Oh, wow. Okay, it looks like my computer's a little frozen. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now it's slowly doing it. Is it gonna do it now? All right, so now you can kind of see it's like moving forward and kicking, right? But this motion is not very natural. So you can click on these to make this trajectory a little bit rounder, right? So now it'll look a little bit more natural. All right, so now goes down and kicks. All right. So I'm going to go back. Let's see if it'll work this time. Nope, not working. All right, sorry guys. So apparently preview is not working, but that is how you generally rig a limb. All right, so we'll work on that today. You only need to do this one leg. In the future, as we do more classes, we'll try and do the entire body together. All right, so just to review, first you'll bring in your character. All right, so you can bring it in here. The character can be created in Photoshop, Illustrator, or any other tool you want to use. All right, the main thing to remember is that these are all different layers, right? Like I made this leg as one separate layer, and you know, pants top is one layer, even the belt is its own layer. That way we can control each layer. All right, so after I brought in the character, I chose the limb that I want to work with. So this time I used the left leg. So I selected the left leg. After that, I used the pin tool. The pin is up here. All right, you can press Control P as well. All right, then after with the pin, I selected 3 points on the leg. Depending on the body part you're using, you know, some might need less, some might need more. But for the leg, you only have, pretend this is my leg, okay? You have the hip here, it's connected to the crotch area, and then you have your knee, and then just the end of the foot. So this character does not have a foot, so don't worry. He's just like a circular foot guy. Yeah, anyways, so you have that. After the pins, you rename the pins, right? So here, after I made the pins, I open up mesh, then deform, and I have the 3 pins, these 3. I renamed each pin to the name to designate what part of the body it is. All right, so one is the left leg foot, one is left leg knee, one is left leg hip. After I finish renaming them, I highlight all three and create bone, right? So select all three, click on bone, create, and that creates these three bone null layers for us. After that, I select a part to make as the controller. So here I use the foot. So I click on foot, go to controller, and create a new controller. After the controller is created, I select from the bottom up, right? So I go foot, knee, then hip, and then the controller last. So foot, knee, hip, controller last, right? Then I click on IK. That will connect everything together, all right? And if you want the bend to be in a different direction, you will do that in the controller, right? So you go to the controller, you open up its properties and effects, then you go to effects and select IK, right? And right here, the first option, clockwise, you can turn it on or off, right? So now if I turn it off, his bend should be the other way. All right. So right now, I guess it's a little crashy, but you know what? It's okay. I'm just gonna turn this back on that way. All right, and that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, you're free to go, and good luck with it. All right. Later.